Alright, what is up guys? This is my first video on YouTube and I wanted to give my thoughts on this Eminem project that came out in 2018. So yeah, this is a bit of an old one right now. It's been like year and a half now, but I wanted to give my thoughts on it. So a bit of background, after the really disappointing Revival album that came out, this one was really it was needed to say the least. Revival, the whole thing surrounding it was like nothing but controversy and complete crap. Like, it was like he did that BET review, and sorry, freestyle, and that didn't really fly. The people gave him the pass because he was the first white rapper to get on board with the whole racism thing. At least of this caliber and all that. And then there was some singles that came out, and people were like, this is not that good," but people still pushed by it. And then after that, then they finally put up the album track list, and even me, I was looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? That's not right. Anyway, so I look at the track listing, and it's like all these pop features, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's just like bits here and there. It's nothing like that. And listen to the album, and I shit you not, Revival was probably Eminem's worst album, at least in my opinion. Yeah, worse than Infinite. Infinite, in my opinion, compared to Revival, is like a fucking masterpiece. But anyway, none of that shit. So yeah, it wasn't a good year for Eminem in 2015, 17. So like Eminem, he really needed like a comeback album, and this one here, Kamikaze, was that. See, in the Revival, he kind of left behind what's called that whole persona, some shading and whatnot, and it really did not suit him well. I know that he's like older now and stuff like that, but fans have come to expect that of him. So yeah, good luck with that when he gets older. But he needed to bring that back, and this time he really brought it back and everything. That was really good. Like, this album really has that vitriol, like you can feel what's called that, like he's really angry and upset at something, which was really nice. Anyways, let's go over some tracks real quick. I'm not gonna go over every single one of them, but I'll go over some key pointers of it. So, like, for example, we have The Ringer. Like, straight off the bat, I'll say this is one of the best openers he's had in a minute. Like, this is one of the strongest ones he's had in a minute now, and it is probably the best track on the album, technically speaking. Like, there's some other ones too, but like this one really like puts the cake for like impressive. Now, it was cool when it comes to like enjoyment. Maybe it's not the best one, but it's a really good start. But then, the rest of the track that comes along, especially the greatest, that track, Greatest. Oh my god, that track was fucking amazing. Like, I think I listened to that one, no joke, like 20-ish times without getting tired of it. Like, it's amazing. He's got anger, he's got catchiness to it, he's got... People say the hook was bad, but I really don't see what was wrong with the hook. I think it was a perfectly fine hook. Like, yeah, it wasn't like mind-blowing or anything, but it did its job. But the verses were just amazing. The punchlines, everything about it was perfect. Lucky You with Jordan Lucas. Jordan Lucas was really good too. And honestly, let me say right now, Jordan Lucas is amazing too. I'll probably do like a review on his stuff soon too. But like, when I first heard his verse, and I was like, "Ooh, Eminem's got some competition." And then I heard Eminem's verse, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Eminem. Never mind. He'll crush competition on the track." So I got scared for no reason. Other good tracks are Fall. Fall is really good. Takes shots at Charlemagne and other Eminem naysayers during 2018 and 2017. Really good pot shots at them. There's also some very funny skits. Eminem calls calls Eminem. Those are pretty good tracks too. However, I'd say overall this track, there are a few duds. So let's go over them. Now, they're not duds per se, but they're definitely weaker tracks. For example, the last three are definitely the weakest tracks on the album, which are Venom, Good Guy, and Nice Guy. Those three. Yeah, those three. Like, we have Nice Guy, for example, this is the only track on the album where I legit cannot understand why it's here. Like it sounds so out of place. The rest of the album, at least it has some flavor, some spice, something to give the album some flavor. But this one's just like you have this chick, uh, Jessie. Anyway, I don't give a fuck what her name is. Anyway, so I had this chick who was singing on it, and like she cannot decide whether she wants to be like loud or quiet, or so it's like a clusterfuck of her trying to decide, and she doesn't know which way to go, so it ruins the track. Eminem, especially in the first verse, sounds like he's not interested in the song whatsoever. It was like sounds like a complete throwaway, which I don't understand. Why not just cut this off? Good Guy, on the other hand, is actually a good one out of the three. Just not as good, but still a good track. It's a bit more heartfelt, a bit more. Jessie Reyes this time, she actually comes with a good hook, so good on her. Now, out of these three, the one that doesn't make sense, although it's a good song, but it doesn't make sense. Why is Venom here? I'm sorry. Why is Venom here? This makes no fucking sense. Like, if you're gonna put a uh, motion picture song on the album, why not just keep it on the soundtrack when it comes out? Why put it on that? It makes no sense. Like, I know it was cool that it sounds like a lot of bitching, but it's like, if you just took those, out of those three tracks, you just took Nice Guy and Venom off, I think this album would be near perfect. Near perfect. But those three kind of put down the score a little bit for me. What else is there to say about the album? Overall, but I have to say overall, this album was an extremely good comeback from Eminem. Like, 2017, everyone like doubted him a little bit. Myself included, I'm a huge Eminem fan, as you'll see on the channel soon. But this one brought back a bit back of hope for the Eminem community. Hopefully, he'll put out a new project this year in 2020, but I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I'm hoping that he brings back some like old OGs, like some like Andre 3000, Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, those people. Because I think that Eminem, the past, how many years? Let's see, Recovery, Marshall Mathers LP2, Revival, Kamikaze. The past 4 albums or so, he lacks rap guests. Because here's the thing, you cannot say you're the best of all time. You cannot say what's cool that you're like amazing if you don't ever compete with anyone. That's why Kamikaze is a bit better. At least he had Royce the 5'9" on there. He had who else? I think that's it rapper wise. Anyway, he had some rappers. Oh yeah, Jordan Lucas too. At least he had some rappers, cats he was going up against, so it gave him a bit more legitimacy. But you cannot just be on your own like stage and just assume that you're the best. Anyway, so overall, I'd say this album's a pretty good 8.5 or 9. Yeah, 8.5 or 9, in that ballpark. It's a great album, but it's not a classic. But it's an album that's gonna go down Eminem's discography as this is pretty darn good. I'm hoping the next album is Eminem's Show or Marshall Mathers LP caliber. Although let's be real, I don't think anyone thinks that's gonna happen, but maybe, who knows? And thank you, and yeah, catch you guys next time.